Good evening, everyone, and welcome to the Village of Gold River Council meeting. I'd like to start off our meeting with our land acknowledgement by acknowledging that we're on the traditional, ancestral, and unceded territories of the Mountain First Nation. And first item of business is introduction of late items. Council, does anyone wish to introduce a late item? Seeing none, CAO, any
No, Your
items,
Worship.
sir? Thank you, sir. Approval of agenda, that the agenda be adopted as presented. Who care to move it? Councilor Waymire, seconded by Councilor Pringle. Any discussion? Hearing none, call for the question. All in favor? Carried unanimously. Adoption of minutes, that the regular meeting minutes from January 19, 2026 be adopted as presented. Who care to move it? Councilor Pickard, seconded by Councilor Fossen. I beat you to it, huh? Discussion? Hearing none, couple of question, all in favor? Carried unanimously. Public and statutory hearings, seeing none, move on. Unfinished business, seeing none, moving on. Delegations, seeing none, moving on. Administrative reports. The first one, 8.1 Age-Friendly Communities Program. Motion is that council approves submitting a grant application to the Age-Friendly Communities Program, AFC, to complete an updated age-friendly plan. Who'd care to move it? Councillor Pringle, second by Councillor Waymire. Any discussion? I hate to sound repetitive, but again, another no-brainer. Just these ones are so easy. It's like, Councillor Waymire.
Yeah, I mean, I really loved our last age-friendly communities program. That report was excellent and
Agreed.
it gave us, a pretty good insight into the village. So, I mean, being able to tackle some more issues that may come out of this one, great way to move forward and, free.
Yeah, exactly. My favorite word, free. Well, it's not free. There's only one taxpayer, but it's not coming directly from the village of Gold River. Councillor Pickard.
Thank you to the chair and thanks, Councillor Waymire. I agree. Great thoughts, and thanks to our ECDev officer for putting this report together. And I think it's great. She highlights that we've had a whole bunch more current plans that the age-friendly plan references. Will be great to do an updated one. And then from this plan, maybe we can find some kind of projects for the next year that this is available for funding. So I support this and think it's a great idea. And especially we have a higher than provincial average of seniors. So this will be great to identify ways that we can help them live healthy and have a high quality of life and age in place.
I heard that the average age of Gold River citizen now is 56.5. Very appropriate. Anyone else want to weigh in on it? People ask me why I called it a no-brainer. Well, the no-brainers for me are the ones when Village of Gold River citizens aren't taxed to provide it, and the money, the 25,000 is grant money, fully funded, and that somebody else will be doing all the legwork. So our few staff members, or maybe our only staff member. Oh no, we have more than one. I think we have 1.5 or 2 players, full timers, but yeah, don't get more work put on them. So I think it's great. Plus, we've updated all of really important reports for the Village of Gold River. We're going to look at the official community plan and all the other ones that we've done. And this will just tie in with it. And it'll be a nice little package for the next council. Everything will be updated. Everything will be current and contemporary, and go from there. So I take it everybody's really in favor of this. So call for the question. All in favor? Carried unanimously. Done. 8.2, 2025 fourth quarter financial report. Move that the council receive the fourth quarter financial report for information. Who care to move it? Councillor Fossen, seconded by Councillor Pickard. Any discussion? CL Roy, would you like to comment on your excellent report there, sir? Before we, that might stimulate some discussion about council.
There's really not much to add on. We're coming right up in probably another month and a half. We'll have our audited financial statements coming before council too. So there's really not much further to add at this time.
Thank you, sir. Councillors, any discussion? Councilor Springer.
To the chair, just another good job. I'm glad to see that we're still in the black.
Yeah, isn't it? I concur. I really, really enjoy reading these financial reports. What strikes me about them initially is that even though we, as a council, approve budgets for our staff and our employees, we always ask them to do more. If we have a revenue number that we set, we don't expect that to be the revenue number. We always ask our staff and our employees and other people who are involved in the process to try and enhance those streams of revenue or generate new streams of revenue and try and generate new revenue for us. And every time I look at these reports, I see that they're achieving that. Because you look at 2025 budget, we're estimating 5,282,503 as our total revenue, but we actually brought in $5,701,936. So it's being met. The other thing that I'm really pleased is when I go to expenditures and we say, here's how much money we're going to authorize to ensure that the services that the citizens want within our community are being met. We always ask our management group and our staff in the community to find ways to do it better and more affordable and still provide the same level of service without having cut service or reducing the quality of service. And I look at this report again, I look at it and say, we authorized last year, or for 2025, $5,537,941 to provide all the services that we were going to provide to the citizens in our community. And that was delivered by our management group and employees, contractors, for $4,944,917. That's pretty damn good, guys. 2025, we said we would go into our savings, 255,438 to pay for the budget deficit. We would draw down our savings in order to maintain a certain quality of life and certain services in our community. Instead of drawing down our savings, which jeopardizes potentially our quality of life and quality of service that we have in our community, we ended up with a $757,019 surplus. Total difference between those two, you add them together, $1,012,457. So on top of achieving something that was really important to me, and I think for this council and the community and staff employees and getting our 5-year financial plan balanced so that we had no deficits. Not only have we got that, but we've got commitment from our staff that they're going to do everything every year, every month, every day, every moment that they're in the job to find ways of doing things better and more affordable for us, and then trying to enhance streams of revenue that we're generating, plus new streams of revenue. So even the numbers that we put on our pages for the next 5 years, that's not my expectation. My expectation is that we'll get more revenues than we've projected there, and our expenditures will be less. And the thing that I like about this group, the council and the employees and staff and community, is that they deliver. And you can say, what does that mean to people when they look at all these numbers? It's like, that doesn't mean anything to a lot of people. But when you put it in that kind of context, it's really, 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 really impressive. I had some free time today, so I took a moment to kind of take a look and see how our politicians and bureaucrats were doing at the federal level and the provincial level. compared to where we are? Because the village of Gold River has no debt. Zero debt. We own everything. Public safety building, JCC, our recreation center, aquatic center, golf course, parks. No debt. Got no borrowed money. How much are we paying on debt servicing? Zero. How much of the taxpayers' dollars that they send us to provide the service for them are going to the banks? Zero. What about debt financing? Next 5 years, how much are we drawing down from our savings to balance our budgets? Zero.
Good, let's just say it.
We're in great shape. Because if you look at the federal government, I don't know about you guys, but I don't know these numbers. I had to look them up. But the federal government right now has a deficit of $1,288,763,809.93. I don't even know what that number means. That's incomprehensible to me. I don't know what it means. Other than it says that your portion, you guys and us here, everybody owes approximately $30,756 to pay that off. Our debt servicing on that debt, what we pay in interest is $55.6 billion. More than we spend on all of our health care for Canada for the whole year. $55.6 billion. Isn't that scary? I don't even know what that even means. Other than it means that we owe a lot of money to other people, and I'm not sure who we owe it to. That concerns me a lot because I always remember what my economics professor told me, said, the borrower is a slave to the lender and the rich rule over the poor. Makes me wonder how much control we have over our own country sometimes. And on top of that, just to make things even more interesting, the budget deficit, how much we're spending, how much we're bringing in federally is going to be they're going to have a deficit of 78.3 billion, the largest deficit ever recorded in the history of Canada. What's Gold River's debt? Zero. What's our debt financing over the next 5 years? Zero. Do we own all of our stuff? Yeah. How much money do we have in the bank? I'm just guessing, but I think the financial, non-financial, I think around 25 million when you add the two together. Tell you what, I like our situation a lot better than the federal one, and the provincial one's not much better. What's the debt? 146 billion, 442 million, 400,100. Your portion's 25,756. Debt servicing cost, 4.4 billion just to pay the interest. Budget deficit, largest nearly in provincial history, 12.6 billion this year. Unsustainable. I think the feds in the province have a lot to learn from what municipalities are doing and how they operate. And I spent this time, I know it's probably not super relevant to municipal politics, but just to give you an appreciation of where Gold River stands financially, as opposed to where we are provincially and federally. And if you look at, I could go through municipalities and regional districts, most of them have debts. I don't want to take up all the time tonight, but just to give you an appreciation of where Gold River is and to put that into context, because the numbers, like I look at these numbers and it's okay, yeah, I understand a little bit, but most people it doesn't really resonate with them. But when you tell them things like this, because most people in the household, they've got mortgages or they're doing car payments, or they got line of credit, they know what debt's all about. They know what it's, it's how hard it is to keep a family going and, how much money is coming in, how much is going out. They get that. They realize what happens when you're starting to draw down your savings. They get it. So it's more, people kind of think and relate at that level. And that's why I kind of put it in that context. And so at the end, you guys, it's like the same thing I do every time I see this. I'm just so grateful for this council having the courage to budget the way they budget and create the direction that they create, and our staff for delivering on this because they're the ones that make it happen, and our employees and the community that buys in. Like, these folks don't buy in if they show up on the door here, battering the door down, or it doesn't work. So collectively as a group, we get to be in this position. And I tell you what, I'm very happy to be in this position. And I think council's happy to be in this position. I think the community's happy to be in position, because with us stabilized like this, it allows us to do so many more things as a community. But anyways, that's my soapbox. I cost myself a period of the hockey game doing that, but I think it's worth sharing with everybody my sentiments there, and also showing my appreciation for our administrator and who's our financial director and his staff and the employees and contractors and community and council, all the folks that really pulling hard together to make us be where we are right now. And I know there's a lot of communities that love to be where we are right now. So, since I've sucked up all the air out of the room, you guys want to go home now? Okay, let's go. Any other discussion? Call for the question.
I'll just
Councilor
do
Pringle.
what he said. Oh, thanks, Mayor Lot, and thanks Administrator Roy and all the village staff and employees and contractors that made this fourth quarter financial report look so good, and look forward to the annual reports and the projects for 2026 that are coming online. So thanks for your work putting it together. And what he said.
Anyone else? Terrific, thank you.
Yeah.
Call for the question, all in favor? Carried, done. Reports of committees, none. Bylaws, zoning bylaw. Move that zoning bylaw number 761, 2025 be adopted by title only. Who care to move it? Councillor Pringle, second by Councillor Fawson. Any discussion?
Your worship, you skipped by a little bit, like work in progress.
Oh, can we just, did I pass the work in progress?
Yes, and the councillor reports.
Didn't do reports to committees? Oh, okay. I had it ticked off. I guess I just got carried away. I passed a lot of things. Okay, can we go back to reports from council then? I got carried away there. I lost my mind. Councillor Fawson.
Thank you, your worship, and I've got 15 points I'd like to bring up, but not at this time.
I took up too much time today. Okay. Councillor Pickard.
Thank you through the chair. That investment revenue exceeded budget, got excited. Yeah. Okay, I have a couple updates, and the first one we were just talking about before, so we can update everybody on the Grieg Seafood Cermak transition. That we've had a couple updates of the regulatory process along the way, and we were all a little bit nervous. We kind of figured the people feeding the fish and the techs working here were okay, but the management positions we were kind of biting fingernails about. But we got an update today from Shannon and Jennifer Woodland. And Jennifer says she wanted to update us all on the Grieg Seafood transition to Cermak. The sale is officially closed and the integration process is underway. The senior management team has been updated and selective. So effective last Friday, she changed jobs, taking a new position, moving up as Director of Corporate Relations for both coasts of Canada, which will include First Nation partnerships, government relations, and all corporate relationships across Canada. She's very excited to accept this role and continue working closely with us on shared interest initiatives. The directors of Grieg Seafood will now be directors for Cermak, including John Mills, who is our guy here. So there will be some consistency. In fact, this new role will allow me to dedicate additional time and the ability to loop in the East Coast as well, which she'll fit right at home in back home. Yep. And yeah, we'll be developing a strategy and work plan. Dave, the managing director for Cermak, will continue as a managing director for the BC region, and she'll be in touch in the coming weeks to have an intro meeting with us and mayor and council and Dave. So I think great news. Yeah. Really great news. Great for thanks to all the Grieg's employees and staff in town that have been so dedicated and had such perseverance in an unsure time. And yeah, that's exciting for them. And Jennifer, she'll continue on. And so that's the aquaculture. And yeah, Grieg's, I know there's been that recent kind of federal court of appeal that upholded their decision to keep the Maui fish farms out of Discovery Islands. And a lot of kind of environmental conservation groups are applauding that and excited, but you know, Griggs and hopefully transitioning to Cermak has worked really closely with Nooka Sound Watershed Society and restoration groups to kind of minimize interactions with wild fish, and accidents happen, you know, in all sectors of farming, but to kind of mitigate and minimize the spills. And so hopefully they'll continue to work together as part of a team to just keep our waters as clean as possible, and continue their technology to minimize time with wild salmon with the farm fish. And also Nooka Sound Watershed Society had their first meeting last Wednesday, the first one of 2026, and that was great. Not too many updates there, just a bit of a transition time of a lot of funding applications put in at the end of last year. So waiting to see how those proposals look, and waiting for kind of final permitting and stuff for that second phase of the gravel project that we saw on some video last year. So that'll be ongoing later this year for the second phase. And just a small update, if anyone's curious about that Mushlet Lake dock we talked a little bit about earlier, it's being deemed unsafe and decommissioned by Rec Sites BC. So there's some groups working together to try to figure out how to repair the dock or replace the dock, and cost for replacement and kind of avenues for funding haven't really been identified, and who would kind of own the infrastructure and manage it. And Rec Sites BC wasn't really too sure. So there's a bit of a kind of temporary plan that MFN would help. And there's about a $20,000 kind of repair to the dock that's being considered. So that hopefully will make it usable for the summer for everyone and safe. And so we'll stay posted on that. And yeah, it's unsure if it's, you know, if it's worth doing that for the short-term repair for another 2 to 3 years, or to kind of wait and get all the funding for the replacement. But that, we'll see how that conversation goes with all the stakeholders. And that's all.
Thank you, Councillor Pickard.
Thank you.
Councillor Pringle.
There will be a Vancouver Island Regional Library meeting on February 21st. I will have more to give you then. Thank you.
Thank you, Councillor Pringle. Councillor Mayor.
Likewise, there's going to be the Chamber of Commerce AGM on Wednesday, February 11th at 6:30 at the Legion in town. So if you're interested in supporting the local business community, stop on by Wednesday, February 11th at the Legion at 6:30.
Terrific. Thank you, Councillor Mayor. And I think my time's been cut off because I used too much time in the previous soliloquy that I had, so I'll move on and go to work in progress for the second time. Move that council receive the work in progress for information. You care to move it? Councillor Pringle, second by Councillor Fawson. Discussion? Seeing none, call for the question. All in favor? Done. Moving on, reports to committees, none. Bylaws, we were there. Zoning bylaw. That zoning bylaw number 761, 2025 be adopted by title only. Who'd care to move it? Councillor Pickard, second by Councillor Fawson. Discussion? Exhaustive document. I tried to read it, but it's just too much for me. And I went through it, sped read it, but I trust staff that it's all appropriate. And and this is kind of a little bit of a leap of faith, because even though I tried, the spirit was willing, but the brain just wouldn't go. Couldn't read all that, but it looks very comprehensive. It looks very professional. It looks like it covers everything well. So I'm going with it. Councillor Pickard.
Thank you through the chair. Thanks through the chair. And just question for Administrator Roy, were there any changes flagged, or any kind of big changes that you want to speak on, or is it all consistent?
Nothing has been changed on it. Transportation signed off on it back in December. So it's just at this point at the stage of adoption by council.
Any other discussion? All for the question, all in favor? Carried unanimously. Correspondence seeing none, new business none. Question period. Any questions online, Commissioner Roy?
No, your worship.
Thank you, sir. Gallery questions? No, you happy with council gallery? Good, like to hear that. Okay. Notice of motion, Counselor Pickard, campground policy and fees. Did you want to speak to that? Counselor Pickard? Or did you just want us to acknowledge that we've got it and move on?
Yeah, thank you. I think, yeah, we'll speak about it in a few weeks, so just, there's a notice of a motion coming in 2 weeks and we'll hopefully clear up some of the back and forth and confusion and just uncertainty and set up something really structured for policy for fees and policy for camping. Thank you.
Thank you, Counselor Pickard. Okay. Motion to adjourn in camera, nope. Do not have to do that. Rise and report, note. Adjournment. Move that the meeting be adjourned. After I spoke for like 5 hours there, I thought that'd be about 9 o'clock, but we'll be able to get the second period in, I think. Anybody care to move a second? Counselor Fawcett, second by Counselor Pringle, no discussions, call for question, all in favor. We are done. I don't think I beat Counselor Pringle's time when she was in the chair. I think she had a